Hello and welcome to another one of D's ADD videos. Today we're going to be looking at pKa shifts in enzyme catalysis. One of the most common parts of enzyme catalysis is the transfer of protons, and it always occurs from a low affinity species like acid, carboxylic acid, to a high affinity species like a base. All of this is determined by the pKa, and here are some of the relative pKas that you will encounter. Strong acids are less than 2 usually, strong bases greater than 12, weak acids 4 to 7, weak bases 7 to 10. But at a pH of 7, they're all neutral. So, what happens? Well, what can happen is in a protein environment, you can alter the active site, for instance, to where you have a polar environment and you change the pKa by several units. Okay? When you do that, you can change whether or not the functional group is protonated or not, for instance. For example, lysozyme. The carboxylic acid found on the glutamate in the active site has its pK shifted up several units by being placed in a polar environment. Now, instead of behaving like a stronger acid, it behaves like a weaker acid. And it's more likely that the environment can be acidic relative to its new pK that it's increased to. So what does that mean to you? Well, that means that it can ensure that the required protonated version of that glutamic acid is present in the active site. So the lysozyme active site requires a protonated version. So if that glutamic acid donates that proton, that active site's not going to be functional. So by placing that glutamate in a polar environment, we've shifted the pKa up, now guaranteed the presence of the proton on that carboxylic acid so it can play its role in the catalysis of the substrate of the lysozyme. All right? That's just an example. Hopefully I've clarified things that can occur. There can be all kinds of shifts depending on what your active site is. Just know that they do occur, and they help customize your active site to tailor itself to the substrate it would like to attract. So I hope I've cleared up any doubts that you might have over the pKa shifts in enzyme catalysis. Thank you and have a nice day.